Good morning everybody and welcome back to another video on the channel where today we are going over something related but not different. Now obviously, as you clicked on today, we are going over the idea of what if LEGO Zelda really did exist. And while you may think this is actually something we've done on the channel before, I'm doing a different take on it today. So today we're talking about timelines. So we're going to run through three. One for what will happen once the Deku Tree actually is in a sense confirmed for a time slot. I'm not referring to after it releases, I'm referring to the process and the build up. So what might that look like once we start getting rumors. Also, for fun, we're going to run through one about what if my custom sets, the ones we make here on the channel, which if you're not familiar with, I highly recommend checking out, came out. So sort of like an official canon timeline for this alternate world that we've plotted in our head where for some reason there are 9 waves and this is what it looks like. And then the third scenario, we're going to go through one for if playsets are what comes first. This one's pretty unlikely these days. We do reckon it's the Deku Tree and only the Deku Tree, but I thought I'd run through it well as well because it's quite a short scenario. So let's quickly start off with the Deku Tree one before we get into the fun one, which is why I think you guys might want to stick around. It is for the one for my sets because I've never really talked about how I actually envisioned them being released, and we're going to go through that today. So, starting with the Deku Tree, we all know this is a set that was leaked. A lot of people have said a lot of different dates. I'm not really backing these dates, but if I had to put my money on a date, I would be saying September 1st, 2024, or more likely March 1st / April 1st, 2025. These seem like valuable dates to me. If you want me to go into why I think that, that's another video for another day. But about 4 to 6 months before one of these dates would be the official announcement we've seen with Nintendo's partnership with both Mario on Mario March 10th day and with Animal Crossing as well. They've announced them very, very early, and I reckon this is to avoid leaks. So 4 to 6 months before we'd be hearing our initial announcement. But obviously before that, rumors are going to start swirling of an unknown D2C. There's going to be a number out there in the Icon sub-theme, which hasn't been claimed, and we're going to go, well, it's got to be coming. And a few days later, it's announced, obviously, as an Icon set, we get a set number, and it's assumed, based on insider knowledge, that it will be gaming related. About a week after this, it will be leaked that it's Nintendo related, but we won't hear about what set, although rumors will swirl that it's finally time for something else, because it won't be with the Mario numbering or anything like that. Then about 12 hours before his announcement video that they've been teasing for a week, a blurry picture of a screenshot from the video will leak. And then of course the video will launch, we'll get the set, we'll be extremely hyped, and then pre-orders will go live alongside a free promo if you pre-order or cross the threshold on release day. Then about 2 to 3 months before release we'll get a back of store Lego box image about, like, you know, those ones we get of leaked sets where we see them in the Lego store, and this will be our first proper look at the box. But about 1 month before, of course, all the LAN reviews will go up. That's the Lego Ambassador Network, the people that do early reviews, and we'll actually get a look at all the sets, the features, the instruction manuals, and the build. Then of course, on this release date, whenever it comes, it will release, everyone will love it, and then the hype will die down and there will be no more LEGO Zelda for like 3 years, and then maybe, just maybe, there'd be like a second D2C, maybe Temple of Time, Hyrule Castle, or maybe even playsets if it does popular, like Sonic ideas in 2020 and then its own theme in 2023, but more presumably it will be the only set, and we'll never hear from the theme again. So, after that slightly downer one, let's go on to a more hypothetical. Now, I should stress, this is not how I've designed the set, so the sets have been designed in 9 waves and there'll be some changes, and obviously everything's subject to change, but I will, at the end of the project, when we've finished all 9 waves, I will publish an official timeline for it that's actually accurate and I'm happy with all of the sets in their right places, despite the numbering and everything. I'll go through it properly. So, for my custom sets, obviously this is not realistic at all because these will never happen, but this is the canon timeline. This is like my head canon for what happened with these waves. So, this starts in 2020. In about February of 2020, we hear rumours of a new theme that's codenamed Root. Obviously, for those of you who remember, Mario was codenamed Leaf, so something from the same tree. In April 2020, there'd be an official announcement of the collab showing off the Dungeon Builder set, a tease that there's a CMF and that there's a couple more sets, but we won't actually reveal those. Very similar to that initial Lego Mario tease where we saw little elements of multiple different sets and what would be the character packs, but nothing set in stone. And the release date of August 2020 will be announced. But a couple of months later, early June, we'll get a full reveal of the sets, right? Sort of unceremoniously, they'll drop the full 13 or 11. Pre-orders will go live for 3 of them, this being Z0011, the Guardian attack, Z001, the Fire Sanctuary, and Z0010, the Goma layer. And that's purely because they're Dungeon Builder sets and they'll be advertising this as a Dungeon Builder thing, with the Guardian obviously being popular from Breath of the Wild on the side, which is why it's getting a pre-order. The Cuckoo Polybag and the Master Sword Pedestal will be promotions available to those that pre-order depending on your retailer. Master Sword Pedestal when you pre-order the Fire Sanctuary specifically, and that will be only from LEGO stores, and the Cuckoo Polybag would be like your Targets, your Walmarts, your Smith's Toys here in the UK for pre-orders. Then obviously it will release on August 1st, Wave 1, so that's everything from Fire Sanctuary all the way through to the Cuckoo Polybag at number 12. The promos again will be available on the release week, and there'll be themed extras in the Nintendo VIP store and also on the LEGO VIP store, Insiders should I call it now, and this will be stuff like the Mario keychains and wallpapers for your desktop and so on. Then as a surprise release, the Goomba Cave Z002-9 launches as a pseudo 18 plus set in November of 2020. Wave 2 launches everything through from the Sheikah accessory pack, Z013, all the way through to Z0027. This does include the Hylian Shield, which won't be launched as a separate DTC, but does not include the Advent Calendar, which is number 13. Alongside this, in January 1st, the Z0030, the Botanical Collection, will release alongside 2021's Botanical set. The Botanical set is really cool, and I want to see it released. Then on August 1st, we'd have to wait another 8 months before Wave 3 launches, and this will be the set Z0036 through to 49. Notice that Digilink is not here. In the summer of that year, Dark Link runs as a Comic-Con sweepstake in the summer, similar to the Miles Morales one, and that's obviously in the summer of 2021. And then on September 1st, that's when the first Advent Calendar, number 13, would release in September 1st, 2021. A long time, 2 random releases, very similar to what's been happening in these days, where sets from the next year have been launching in either November, December anyway. So these 2 sets would be Arbiter's Grounds and Take Back the Sea, which is 52 and 53 respectively. Clocktown would also be teased and released on Black Friday of 2021, taking the spot of alongside the Titanic. They'd both release. Then on January 1st, 2022, that's when Wave 4 would release. That sets through 54 through to 66. And then on August 1st, that will be Wave 5. And of course, I'm not actually going to reveal which sets those are. That's Wave 5 that you haven't seen yet. On September 1st of 2022, the second Advent Calendar, number 51, the Wind Waker, or Hero of the Sea one, releases. And in October, there's another big D2C replacing the Hulkbuster, and this is the Temple of Time. Yes, I did just leak Wave 4's D2C. You haven't seen it yet. It's coming. And then, of course, after that, January 1st, 2023, Wave 6 releases. Now, obviously, Tears of the Kingdom had been delayed in this reality as well. Originally, of course, expected to come out late 2022. Everyone assumed that LEGO sets were already in development for it, meaning that when it got delayed, we would actually be seeing Tears of the Kingdom sets in that January or August slot in 2023. Especially once the game's announced for May, everyone thinks that that August wave is perfectly timed to have Tears of the Kingdom based sets. However, naturally speaking, everyone's wrong, because LEGO never gets proper concept art and Nintendo was all being too shady about leaks and things, so they had nothing to work off apart from a couple of different images, which results in the only Tears of the Kingdom content in Wave 7 in August 1st of 2023 being Colton in a random set, just because they knew he existed and they were able to recolor a Kilton mold. So there you go, Colton confirmed for Wave 7, and he is the one piece of Tears of the Kingdom content that comes out. So everyone's disappointed, they're all angry about it, they're complaining about how generic Zelda, we want to see the new stuff, blah, 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 blah. But they finally deliver January 1st, 2024, after doing a rush development cycle with the last prelim stuff from, I don't know, like early in 2023, finally Nintendo trusted them like 3 months before. And then obviously it's a little like sketchy, there aren't as many spoiler sets as are actually released. Those are released later in the year, like March, April, or even September, just again random launches of Tears of the Kingdom sets as we get further away from launch, so they can talk about more spoilers. Specifically, I'm thinking end of game stuff like Demon Dragon. And then August 1st, 2024 is Wave 9. And as you guys know, the 9th is the last of my CSS waves, which means in January 2025, there's a couple of MISC sets. Maybe there's 1 or 2 that got delayed or pushed back or around, or maybe a couple of last ideas come to the forefront. But after January 2025, it's announced by all the websites that all remaining LEGO Legend of Zelda sets are on the list for retirement by the end of 2025, marking the end of the theme for good. But then years later, the movie comes out and sets return. A couple of the most iconic moments from across the series are remade and movie sets are made. But a year later, that's also dead and we never see the theme again. But that's my CSS timeline. We've got one more to go through. It's pretty quick. Of course, let me know what you guys think about this down below. This is the lore, so to speak. This one here, this what if, is what if there was a real playset theme? So this is very similar to the decoratory one. You're going to notice a lot of overlap, but the idea is that instead of a decoratory coming first, it's announced very similar to how Animal Crossing was announced, that there is a theme coming, and then it's announced that this is a playset theme. So 7 months before, the codename Root appears. 2 to 3 days after that, we're known it's gaming theme, and then after much speculation, assuming that maybe it's Zelda or maybe it's something else, just like how when Animal Crossing was announced, it's real. This time it is Zelda, so Root becomes Zelda. And 5 sets with piece counts and numbers appear. It's quite a small wave with high priced part ratios, but with a full range from everything from $20 to $90. Okay, then like less than a month later, 6 months before, just like Animal Crossing, we get the announcement that the sets are coming, and then 4 months we get proper pictures. 3 months before, they reveal that the decoratory is also coming as a 6th set under icons, but it is still linked to this theme. There's pre-orders for the tree, but nothing else. LAN reviews about 1 month before, and then of course it launches with every speculation into whether there will be sets in the following January. And yes, I do believe that this would be a summer launch. If we're getting playsets, it's a summer launch 100%, or spring. If it's just the tree on its own, I do believe March or September are the best chances. Maybe they'll surprise me with a Black Friday. That would be something special, but regardless. Let me know, of course, I know all of you want sets. Let me know which one of you think of the decoratory or the playsets is the most realistic, and let me know whether you would change anything about the CSS canon. So for my custom sets, I realise it's not particularly relevant, but hopefully there was something useful in here for you. And don't you worry, for those who stuck around, next week is the next custom set, and it is the Zora-based one from Tears of the Kingdom. So it's going to be a big one, so stay excited, stay subscribed, and I will see you very, very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.